Hello, and welcome to Inventors Helping Inventors. I'm your host, Alan Beckley, inventor of the Wonder Wallet. If you're an inventor searching for proven ways to make money with your invention, if you dream to see your product selling in stores everywhere, you've come to the right place. There's no better place to get help than from experts, inventors who've already achieved success. Every week, I interview successful inventors, asking them the questions you want to know. Tune in to learn from the experts so you can get your invention out of the tank and into the bank. Welcome to episode number 467. Today, it's Thursday, and that means it's time for another Thursday Thought. So what is your Thursday thought for today? It's this: why and what if? These are two types of questions inventors can ask themselves to help them find problems, as in products that could be improved, and then to fix them, as in designing better products. Because at the root of it, an inventor is kind of like a repair person who finds problems and then fixes them with better, easier to use products. So you start this process in using the why and what if questions as an inventor by looking at products that seem, let's say, a bit difficult to use or don't work too well, and you ask two types of questions about them. The first is why questions. For example, why is it so hard to fill in the blank? Why isn't it easier to fill in the blank? Why does it take so long to fill in the blank? And then there's what-if questions. Once you've gone through the why questions that help you to find the problems, then the what-if questions address coming up with better solutions. What if it was made out of plastic, something different? What if it was shaped differently? What if you could do it with one hand? These all point towards better designs or solutions. So why questions and what if questions? Well, let me give a specific example. So when I was in college, way back when in the 70s, I would be changing the oil on my car. And in those days, you bought quarts of oil in cans. And you used something called a can opener or a bottle opener to punch two holes at the top of each can. These openers essentially had a little triangular end on them that you would punch a hole on one side and then the other in the top of this metal can that had the oil in it. Then you would place a funnel into the top of the crankcase. Then you would tilt the can and slowly pour all of the oil out of it through the small triangular hole you had punched in the top of the can. Well, it worked, but the truth is, it took a while. Probably took 10 or 15 minutes draining oil in this way out of these cans, 5 quarts worth, into the crankcase. So, going with the why questions, why is it so hard to fill up your crankcase when you're changing the oil with oil? Why isn't it easier? And why does it really take so long to pour the oil into the top of the crankcase? So that's how you use why questions to point to the problem to be solved. But now, if you were to look at it in a different way and say some what-if questions. What if instead of the cans being made out of metal, what if they were quart bottles made out of plastic? And what if they were shaped differently? What if they had a screw top in the top of it? And what if you could do it with one hand? In other words, what if you could just unthread the screw top, turn the quart bottle upside down, pour it into the top of the crankcase? It would drain much more quickly, and you could probably put 5 quarts of oil in there in 2 or 3 minutes instead of 15. So that's one illustration of using why questions for seeing a product that in some fashion doesn't work that great, and then what if questions to design something that will ultimately work better than that product. And for those who maybe weren't around in the 1970s, I had to do some searching to even find a picture of an old school can opener bottle opener. I had to do a search on can punch bottle openers. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, go do a Google search on can punch bottle openers and you will see it. That's an example of how you can use why questions to help you find problems or products that could be improved, and then follow up with what if questions to help you come up with better solutions and better designs. Thanks as always for listening, and we'll be talking to you again soon. Thanks so much for tuning in to Inventors Helping Inventors. If you like the show, please tell your friends about it. Make sure to subscribe in iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts so you won't miss a single episode. Talk to you soon.